So in this video, we're going to talk about the signs of trig functions. And to be honest, it's going to be a very short video um, because there is a little acronym that you can remember. So when we look at the rectangular Cartesian grid, all right, what we're really concerned with is what are the signs of the trig functions in each one of these quadrants. So quadrant 1, quad 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. Now, the way to remember this is anytime you have a right triangle and you have a point, remember this is going to be cosine theta, comma, sine theta in terms of that point's location. So in quadrant 1, all trig functions are going to be positive. All right, meaning like the cosine is going to be positive, sine is positive, tangent is positive, cotangent positive. Everything is positive in quadrant 1. Now, if you go over into quadrant 2, all right, well, this has the form negative cosine theta, sine theta. So the way to remember this, all right, would be think about what's positive. So in quadrant 2, the only thing that's positive is going to be sine theta and cosecant theta. Everything else is negative. Now, quadrant 3, that ordered pair is going to be negative cosine theta, sine theta. And the only thing positive in quadrant 3 is going to be tangent. Let me write that out a little bit nicer. Tangent theta, cotangent theta. And finally, in quadrant 4, we'll use a different color for this. We'll use green. In quadrant 4, remember once again, this is going to be cosine theta, comma, negative sine theta. Well, the only thing positive down here are going to be cosine theta and secant theta. So the way to remember this, all right, would be all students take calculus. Meaning, in quadrant 1, all your functions, all your trig functions are positive. In quadrant 2, your sine and then 1 over sine, which is cosecant, are positive. In quadrant 3, your tangents, so tangent and cotangent. And finally, quadrant 4 would be your cosine and then your secant. They would be the ones positive. Also, in your textbook, they give you a pretty nice little example that just kind of helps you to remember what quadrant you're talking about given this sign. So like, for example, part A, if sine theta is greater than 0, then the terminal side of theta is either in the first or second quadrant, meaning you could be in 1 or 2 because sine theta is a positive number. And if you remember, every ordered pair is cosine theta, comma sine theta. So if cosine is positive and sine is positive, you're in quadrant 1. If cosine is negative, however, sine is positive, then you're in quadrant 2. So that's pretty much all this is saying right here. So this is a nice visual. It's a nice, I guess, guidelines to help you. Personally, I just go off this graph right here. And that's it for section 1. It's very straightforward. I'll see you in the next video.